Hey everybody, I wanted to make sure this would be a multiple part recording or just something in general to do. I did a little bit of inking between editing with this, testing this out since I've never used it before. So, yeah. Like I said, try new stuff. See, even I'm learning. It was mostly a suggestion. I was looking at different, trying to find different watercolor or watercolor proof inks, and I went to Joann's today, and or Joann's or Joann's or whatever, however you pronounce the name of the store, and got it. It was about $3. Um, there are different variations, but I only had the money to afford, and it's okay to work on a budget. Don't be afraid to use stuff even at the Dollar Tree. Half the paints I get or palettes, I get this stuff at the Dollar Tree or whatever. Don't be afraid. You don't always have to get the expensive stuff or whatever. It's perfectly fine and dandy to, work on a budget, work on whatever. Most artists even understand that. They work on budgets, or at least they started out working on budgets. There's no shame in it. There's no shame in even, not having the money to do stuff. That's, part of life, part of the good old art form. I'm even the most talented artists still, try to experiment, learn something new each day, do something different that they haven't done before. Um, you know, even even artists in their mid to late 40s, 50s, all that stuff. Even the legendary R.I.P. John Romita, who gave us the most awesome covers and stuff like that for the Spider-Man comics. He experimented. He did stuff that was different. Hell, Todd McFarlane, when he bursted on the scene, please go check out To Hell I Won't documentary for him. Just to give yourself some inspiration, even if it's comic artist, check out different stuff, might help you out in your boost your confidence a bit, not just hearing people praise you all the time, because that just becomes a bit of an echo chamber and it's hard to tell after a certain point um, what's genuine and what's just being said to feed your ego, or if you're trying not to have one, just feed you. um, what else? And don't be afraid to, when you're screwing up or you just don't feel like a piece is coming together, that's perfectly normal. Trust me, right now, with this sleeve that Five has, it's happening to me. Know that it happens. It's annoying as hell, but it happens, but it doesn't stop you unless you let it stop you. Uh, and that's what's fun about the art form, is you get to experiment and work within it. And if this was a normal piece with like basic materials, it would have ruined everything. But I'm using a waterproof ink pen, or yeah, right here. So yeah, can't read this because you know. But to anyone who can, props to you. Look it up. Even check out Scott Christian Saba this video. I'm sure you'll find it somewhere in his playlist or shorts or any of that. And no, this is not sponsored or any of that. It's just, he helped me out. He really did. As artists, we look out for one another and help each other out. in a sense. Um, but yeah, what else? Try out different stuff. I'm I've been trying out different stuff for years. Like, I'm learning something new each day. You can be doing this for till you're in your 40s, and you're always going to be picking up new tricks. And as long as you keep using every tool in your arsenal, you'll probably forget a few. Like, if you do stick to something for a certain amount of time, you'll eventually, forget your other stuff. That's a part of it. Like, that happens. Trust me. It happens to every artist, not just you. It happens to me. And know that none of your work is going to end up being perfect. It's not going to be a masterpiece on the first try or anything like that. You're gonna have failure. You're gonna have screw ups. It's your ability to get through it, push forward, and keep going and pushing yourself to really, really test your character. That's the best part of the art form, is to really just experiment. Just experiment, keep trying, work with what you have, and if something doesn't look like it's working, keep working at it. Not everything's going to be perfect, not everything's going to be a-okay, but no, nor should it be. Nothing's ever going to work the way you want it to. I've learned that through trial and error so many times. And life has a funny way of really just pushing you in unique directions, and trying your patience. Like yanking you around, like going on a dog walk almost. I might be autistic, but I've had my fair share of screw ups, and I keep and even though I've made a lot of mistakes, I keep moving forward and I learn from them. It's the best part of being human. You learn from your mistakes and you get better. You keep going. You keep moving forward. You keep working with your passion, and you keep that strength in mind and let people help you out. Acknowledge you have your limitations. Acknowledge you have your screw ups or your problems. You're not perfect. No one's perfect. But acknowledging that failure is a part of life, and acknowledging that when it comes to your art or your stuff, you have your limitations, your stuff, but keep going. Keep practicing. Keep getting better. Trust me, I've been doing this for how many years now? I've had my fair share of screw ups. No piece of mine is perfect. I'm always learning something new. And every day. Heck, it took me so long. I had to have help to set up this YouTube channel. I had a friend help me and explain to me how to do all the nuts and bolts of the electronically setting it up and la-di-da-di-da. If that's not acknowledging that, I'm not the smartest cookie in the shed, I don't know what else is. Because acknowledging your failures and your screw-ups is part of it. It's a necessary part. No, nothing's gonna ever be perfect. in life. But if you can rise to the challenge, you can do about anything. But find your center, find yourself, find what you want to do as your artist, as your own specific artist, as a specific artist that's unique and cool and stuff like that. You could, most of the time, you could do whatever it is you want to do that makes you unique and cool, and that's all well and good. But know this: know that not that that failure will happen. Just keep pushing forward and keep trying and all that jazz. And don't ever let anyone put you too far down. Trust me, I've had my fair share of bad experiences and people that just really push you to the brink. Don't let them. Don't let them, push you. Don't let them, ruin your time. Don't let them. They're just loud noise. You know, they're just loud noise. They're temporary. They'll be there for a moment and then they'll be gone. That's really all they are. And that's really the best part of my day is looking at some of the you love the great people that are part of the channel, seeing some of their comments and reading what you guys have to say, or you know it's always fun for me because I like engaging and kind of talking to people and stuff. Like I've always been that way. But yeah, I'm nowhere near the perfect artist. I'll admit my faults. But know that I wouldn't be anywhere without you guys. So I am extremely grateful. I am extremely thankful to have a lot of great, cool people like you guys and on the channel. So yeah, hold on. Uh, One downside is that when you're already painted something, it's hard to ink over it without ruining the ink, and you have to really worry about when to go thicker lines and thinner. Because see, screw ups like that can happen. See what I'm talking about? Really closely right there. Even me, someone who's been doing this for so long, and not too long, but long enough, I can make mistakes any time of the week. And I'll admit it, I screwed up there. But I'm not going to just immediately throw the piece out. I'm going to keep going at it, keep trying, and because everything always manages to work out. You get to experiment and do something new each time. And with waterproof ink, it's more like I can do like my own little coloring page. I can just do outlining and stuff, but I'm doing this more differently than some artists would. So I'm kind of just learning as I go. Now, will I get better at using these or this pencil or pen? Probably. Figuring out the unique way that I'll do it compared to other artists or other, because everybody has their own unique way of, how they operate. there's no clear cut way of how to draw. Like, if there was, I'd be reading that thing and studying it like paper, or not like food or something. I don't know the expression. You get what I mean? It it basically, there's no real way of telling you how to do something, how to operate. Like, for instance, this piece right here, you can say it's okay, it's all right, it's pretty cool, right? I don't personally care for it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can be the judge of how you can say, "Oh, that was very good," and like, for if it's your own art, other people say, "Oh, that's great, that's cool," but you're the worst judge of your own stuff. You're your own worst critic. So I'm going to be trying, but doing a different version of the what's called that I already had penciled, but I'm going to ink it using the watercolor as a base, or the watercolor proof ink as a base, and then I'll be adding watercolor to it later. Because, see, that's the best part about experimentation, is that it gives, the more you do it, the funner things become, because you get to experiment and you get to apply yourself. And you don't have to you could be self-taught, you could go to art school, you could learn however it is you need to learn. There is no clear-cut way, or no standout way to this form of art. There's plenty of artists that have just been self-taught. There's plenty of artists that went to art school, or can't. Like, there's plenty of them. There's tons of artists. I could think of millions of videos that like, there's artists that couldn't that learned everything through self. Heck, partially, I'm one of them, and that's not a bad thing. If you're learning through just trial and error, learning through yourself, accept the criticism that comes with it, but also learn from your mistakes. Keep getting better. Keep trying. Keep all that jazz. Because that's the best part of any art form, is really just understanding the medium itself, and all that. I could say, like, I could keep going at this for hours, like, trying to make sure this looks right and stuff like that, but I don't like how it looks. Like, I could sit here and ink it to my heart's contempt, and I don't like it. And that's me. Like, you can be the worst judge of your something that you've done for yourself. Like, you don't like it, you can think of thousands of ways, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. That is normal. That's a part of any art. It's basically a part of, like, the ugly phase, like, where you're doubtful of yourself. You don't like it. Like, you keep poking at it, and you're thinking this, that, and the other. That's just a part of it. That's a grade A part of it. You can get